Uncovered everything.
Hey guys, today we're talking with the co-founder and CEO of NovoResume.com. You're looking at their site right now. We talk about how important a resume is, what things you can do with it, how to get your foot in the door, what type of people he looks for when he's trying to hire interns and developers and things like that. Before we get started, I just want to kind of show you a quick rundown of their site. By the way, he's been kind enough to give us 10 free codes. So the first 10 that like and comment that they want a code, and they share the video, we'll go ahead and get a code, and you get access to their premium version for a month. The codes are good for a month, and you'll have a month of active with it. So I really encourage you to take advantage of it. Their free version is just as great. I used it for my resume. Let's go ahead and show the junior level ones, because most of us are junior level. And you'll see right here, you have the standard, you have the classic, creative. I like the creative. That's just me. I like my shit to stand out a little bit more. So you can see right here, all this is customizable. You have your work experience, you have your personal projects. You can change the colors relatively easy. These are all downloadable as well. You can change the fonts to a whole bunch of stuff. It looks like these are some premium fonts. So that's the type of stuff that you can get with the premium, kind of add-ons, additional things. You can change the layout around. So if you think your education needs more, your projects need more, and a whole bunch of other stuff. You really can do a whole mess of things with it. And I really encourage you, if you want a good-looking resume, take advantage of it. Go ahead and download it. And it transfers over, right? So if you want to change a different template, that works as well. But as always, guys, enjoy the interview. I had a lot of fun. This is the second interview I've done with him. Actually, he was the very first person I interviewed way back in the day before we even started Behind the Code. So I really enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. How's it going? I know you guys just you've been working hard because you add a premium version of your product. That's always a lot of work to get going.
Yeah, we launched it on 10th of October. It's going actually pretty well, and yeah, now we're working on the plans for the next year.
Nice. It's you mind introducing yourself real quick for everybody?
Yeah, sure. So hello guys. My name is Stefan Polexe. I'm the CEO of NovoResume. My background is as a software developer. So right now, currently, I'm doing all the development at NovoResume. And NovoResume basically is a platform that can actually help you to build your resume. And our vision is it's actually what drives us is a desire to simplify and improve the resume, which has been around for decades.
Yeah,
that's the brief description.
It's something that I stumbled upon way back in the day, and I loved it. We've talked once before about this, but I recently with the resume that you guys made for me, I actually got the person who hired me was like, "Yo, man, I love your resume. You guys show me how you made it." And I was like, "Look, man, I really didn't make it. I wish I could take credit for it, but And I point him to the site, and he went, and he's like, okay, if I ever decide to leave my job, I'm definitely going to be going here. So everyone that has shown it has absolutely loved it, which is a good sign.
And congratulations for the new job.
Thank you, man. I've been working hard to make sure that my ass doesn't get laid off. No, it's hard to, it's always hard getting your foot in the door sometimes, and I'm glad that I was able to.
Actually, as far as I remember, your resume was a little unique, right? As a web developer.
Yeah. So I had, just basically freelance work, and then, a little bit of side projects, single page applications. But now I'm doing real web development. I'm working primarily in front end. I'll be doing full stack pretty soon. When you have the smaller team, you got to branch out and kind of just, if you can do it, and keep moving forward, which is a great experience to have versus being on a large team and be like, look, this is all you do right here. Don't ever step out of bounds. So,
but I mean, it's emerging like this tendency where we actually have the full stack developers working from front end to back end, and actually most of the cases actually make sense.
Yeah, I mean, with I'm guessing you guys are, I know that you have like 3 co-founders, right? And I'm sure you have a couple other people, but even with such a small team in general, I'm sure everyone's learning everything at this point, right?
I mean, actually, for example, in the beginning, I was actually the back-end guy, and then Christian, which was the designer, he was actually supposed to do the front end. But actually was very great at design, and I was very good at learning new technology very fast. So then we just decided it's better if you actually also do the front end, which I can code it faster than him, and also have a more maintainable code, which is quite important. And then he just focused on the design part. And
Nice.
Andre, he's actually handling marketing and research. And actually, that's like the way we wanted to start the team. Actually, having people with different skills, because there's no point to start a startup with three computer science students, or yeah, three people from marketing.
Hmm. That's very interesting. So, because I'm of the mindset that everyone should do everything if you can, and so I'm glad to hear that you're not just trying to get one person who does one thing. Because a lot of times you may accomplish your task, and then you'll be like, "Yo, man, all I know how to do is marketing. My marketing shit's done. I ain't got nothing to do today."
I mean, it's like always good to develop yourself and learn more and more and more skills. But again, you can actually be proficient just in a few areas. And in the end, that's why you need a team.
Mm.
Everyone have different skills, and it's just, yeah, how I manage to use all of them.
Nice. Let's talk about that for a second, because I always try to drive our conversations or interviews in a certain direction. But let's talk about as a startup, how do you actually go about building a team out? Like, is there a strategy to it? Is there a certain type of person you're looking for? Certain skills you're looking for when you get a resume and things like that?
Actually, like right now we are taking some interns. They're gonna start in January, and actually we hope they're gonna do well because yeah, we're also thinking about expanding the team as hiring new employees from spring. And one thing actually very important for us when people send their resume is that they organize everything very nicely and neatly. So they actually know how to write a resume, and it doesn't necessarily has to be actually made with our platform. It's just important to be clean and actually to reflect their personality. And yeah, why they should come here and work with us together.
No, are you, in
And
turn.
yeah,
In terms of skill set, are you more flexible? Is it more on the person that you're looking to hire than I guess does this person meet all the check boxes?
I mean, I think it's more actually important on the person because if you have a good personality and you like challenges, then for sure you are actually fine with learning new skills. I mean, also like in big companies, usually you don't need necessarily to know a programming language. You should actually be good at learning fast.
Nice.
Yeah, but right now actually we are gonna expand the team in the marketing. So for example, one of the interns actually is supposed to know how to approach our audience, because we're also gonna launch the career lab, which is gonna it will have a blog. Uh, and also one big part of our mission is to help people. So our plan is from spring to actually find people that have been unemployed for several months and actually help them to get hired.
Nice. Now, because you brought up the fact that you're hiring marketing, one of the things I got my foot in the door at a software company by doing video editing, and this is one of the things I kind of suggest to subscribers and people who are trying to get their foot in the door sometimes is even if you don't have the skill set quite yet to work at a software company, it helps to as an employer, if when you see I'm applying for a marketing position and I know how to code, does that guy automatically stand out when you're looking for that position to be filled?
I mean, for some people, it might do, but actually not necessarily for me.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan for people that just learn coding on Coursera and then they just start working as web developers, because you also have to learn about security and design patterns.
Nice.
And another thing is important to actually have someone dedicated to that field.
Okay,
Because
so
actually, yeah.
you're of the mindset that you need to be all in or nothing, basically. Like you can't do one or the other.
I mean, it should be like at least like yeah, let's say around 70%. But that's the thing, like you are a good like web developer if you actually like put passion in what you do and you actually do like what you do and you are willing to learn each day. Because I mean that's what's yeah to be a web or software developer nowadays. Like if you want to be a good one, you have constantly to yeah work and learn. Because like in 3 years you can easily yeah become as a dinosaur.
Mm, that's definitely true, and it's funny because I'm part of all these coding groups, and one of the things I see quite often is people saying, "I just graduated a boot camp," right? So they started from zero, went to like 100, right, in 3 months, and they're already burnt out on coding. And I'm just like thinking to myself, like, you're done. You're really done. Like, even if you get a job, you're not gonna learn anything from that point on. And like, that's really a crucial part of coding, when you say.
I mean, as I said, you always learn. There are new technologies. There are always new traits. Uh, like with yeah, like for example, yeah, I see like many young developers think like okay, like Java or different programming languages, they are perfect. Actually, like, even the programming languages, they have bugs, and you're supposed to know like the pros and cons of using a technology. I guess before like nowadays everyone is very focused on using like only Node.js and MongoDB. But okay, they fix only a set of problems, not everything.
Hmm. Now, what would your advice be for someone who has just graduated with a CS degree and trying to? Do you think they should kind of study on their own, or should they jump into internships, or should they just go straight for the junior dev role? What would your advice be for somebody like that?
Actually, like I think that would be very good to start an internship.
Mm.
Uh, I mean, like in when I had like my AP degree in Copenhagen, Denmark. Like yeah, I learned lots of things like in the first 2 years of school, but then afterwards I had an internship, and I feel like in those 3 months of the internship I learned as much as in the 2 months years in school. And that's the thing, it's very important to read and learn the theory, but you should also like yeah practice, and that's yeah the best way to actually sharpen your skills by doing.
Nice.
And that's actually like how you become a good developer. Like you do lots and lots of mistakes, and then you learn from those mistakes.
Now, like we said earlier in the video, you've launched the now premium version of Novo Resume. Can you kind of tell us what because I don't have premium account, and I haven't had now that I have a job, I don't update it's usually you update your resume when you're getting ready to look for work or you just got fired, right? So I haven't had a chance to check out the premium version. Can you tell us a little bit about what that has added to your account from like a basic free account to now the paid premium?
Actually, first of all, I want to have one remark. And actually, it's very important. Even if you're working in the same company for 5 years, you should still update your resume for each 6 months. So it's actually going to be updated. Because if you're going to actually need a job in 5, 10 years, it will be actually quite hard to remember everything.
That's a very good point.
Yeah. And actually, like just to notice, even on our platform, it doesn't cost something to update the information. But yeah, we have basically like 3 plans right now. The graduate templates, which you can actually get for free as a student, and then the intermediate and senior, which basically have more styles of writing, more fonts, more colors. They also have some video tutorials, and we actually like testing to see how that goes, and if people are actually using them, we're gonna develop more. And also one difference between like the intermediate and senior plan. In the senior templates, you can actually have more than one page. And yeah, those are the features for the moment. But yeah, we definitely plan to bring more features next year.
Nice. Yeah,
So
I
like
know.
for example, do you remember like we made this web developer resume for you?
Yes.
And yeah, we also plan to do that. And resumes for bartenders and different areas.
That's really genius. Once you kind of just add a little bit of style directed in the field that you want to go to, you really stand out. Like it's just, and that,
Yeah.
I mean, that was what I was told went by the guy who hired me. He was like, "Hey, I love your resume. It's on point. I love the, the tags that are included in it, and it really made you stand out. It made my resume pop." And it's like, all right, cool. That's exactly what you want your resume to do. You want it to
Yeah.
stand out.
But actually, that's a tricky part because in some companies you want to actually have a more creative one, and in some not. And it also depends on the job position. So, for example, if you're like a designer, then yeah, you should go like full on creative. But if it's a more traditional bank, then you want to keep it more clean and elegant.
That's very true. I personally prefer the more like a little bit stylish.
Yeah.
But I have submitted resumes to recruiters, and they've said, "Get this shit out of here. Send me a Microsoft Word one right now." You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they want the more traditional one sometimes.
But again, it's like it's very important when you apply for a job to actually do research. Okay, what's the culture of the company, and how do they work? But from what I saw, like yeah, most of the companies accept PDFs and they have no problems, especially because they actually want to use them together with the application tracking system.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are some companies that actually prefer the old Word document. But the problem with the Word document, like if for example you have like a different version on your computer, then everything is gonna become messy.
Yeah.
So that's why actually it's better to use a PDF instead of a doc file. Then you don't actually have to worry about versioning.
Mm-hmm. And back to your point about always having a resume ready and always updating it consecutively, that's pretty smart because I do that right now with my LinkedIn, and it's been very beneficial to me. And also we're in an industry where recruiters will hound you nowadays and be like, you don't even have to look for jobs. You got a couple of years of experience. Like, hey, I'm trying to get my commission. Come to me. And so it's always good to have that updated resume. If you're like, I'll just stick it out there and see what happens.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, it's the same like when snow is coming. It's better actually to prepare for the snow before it comes than after it snows the entire night.
Um, so I know that you, if I remember correctly, your college, the last year of college, you basically create a startup, right? And are there any other like classmate startups that are kind of taken off, or any real interesting ones that you kind of want to give a shout out to or mention?
I mean, as far as I remember, like I just keep in touch with like yeah 6, 7 of them, and
Mm.
mostly yeah they are working in different startups from Copenhagen. And also actually like, I have this great Timmy friend. She's called Timea. Right now she's like what she calls like in the sponge phase. So she's working for a company called Pragma, which is basically doing open source projects and also helping companies set up their continuous delivery framework.
Nice.
So
That's
most of them are actually like they are at this phase when they actually learn like yeah how to work with different companies or in a startup. But I know for definitely they'll like to start something in 3, 4 years. But my advice just started when you're very young.
nice.
Because usually if you just say like yeah I'm gonna do it in 4 or 5 years, then you're just gonna delay it and delay it and delay it over again.
Just get going while you can, and
Yeah.
it's like you get as we all get older, we get more responsibilities, and it's like, look, I have to actually make a paycheck, whether you have kids or bills or whatever the hell is going on, cats, whatever whatever it could be, right?
And it's also like, it's good to put in our CV that you try to make your company because it shows actually like you're a fighter and yeah, you're not afraid to take risks.
Mm.
For example, I watch this developer. His nickname is MPG. He's from Sweden,
Mm.
and he basically like had his own company for a year or two, and then he failed, and then he just got a job to Spotify.
There you go. I
But
mean,
again, he actually learned something, and if it fails, then it's not the end of the world.
yeah, you still have something to show for it. You have a skill set now.
Yeah.
You have like and a lot of it is passion. A lot of it is like, hey, this guy actually likes to code because he did it for 2 years straight on something that he was probably making no money on.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the
Yeah.
one of the
We are
things.
not making any money until like yeah October, so
Uh, it's
we took
well,
joy like it's a journey, and we are still taking joy.
yeah, you
And yeah,
gotta
we definitely learn a lot.
you gotta enjoy the journey. That's definitely true,
Yeah.
especially at the startups as like startups can be big, startups can be small, but if you're at literally the ground level, chances are you're struggling to get by most of the time, learning a ton and doing a ton. So I'm sure you're putting in even now a ton of hours, but when you hit the ground running, even more so.
Yeah.
Now, as a employer, kind of taking on interns and things like that, someone in chat said they basically have a couple IT degrees, and was wondering if these kind of online certifications mean anything to you when you get applicants in here. Does it kind of say, oh, maybe this guy does a little something on the side, or do you still look for that traditional education?
I mean, the education is definitely important. And I also like certificates that are on add-on. So like for example, yeah, if there's someone like studies marketing and he's applying as a marketing guy, but then I see like he has some certificates on coding, then yeah, definitely is like a plus. It shows like one kind of person he is, like always eager to learn new things. And I think it's like very important actually to put certificates on your resume. But one problem I see actually like some people have the tendency to put too many. And actually like the general thing when you make your resume, it's like a wardrobe. You can have many beautiful clothes, but if you put all of them on you in the same time, then it's not gonna work.
That's a very beautiful analogy.
Actually, it's not mine, but I remember reading somewhere on Business Insider, I think.
No, just take it. Just say, yeah, that was me, man. I got that. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that things are going well. I've always really liked novoresume.com. It's like I said, I reach out to you and kind of we've kind of kept in touch a little bit here or there over the last few months, and I'm glad to hear that you guys have now launched the premium version and things are going steady.
Thank you. And also, like, if you want to give some giveaways, like premium accounts for Novo Resume to your subscribers, yeah, just tell me.
Yeah, definitely. When I end up chopping up this video, I have to look up if I can see who shares a video, because if I can see who can share a video, that's what we'll do. If you share the video, we'll give you however many that codes we can get. We can do something like that. That'd be.
Or otherwise, yeah, it's people that can comment on the video.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, see. This is why you guys gotta go to novoresume.com, man. How often do people just give you free stuff like that? That's about as good as it can get.
I mean, yeah, actually, I don't think it really happened that often. I mean, we got our free space from school, and we still have it, although we are not studying there anymore. Yeah, and also like and actually I think it's more valuable. We met lots of new people giving us advice, like in career or programming or business wise, and actually like we cherish a lot those advices.
Yeah, I feel like when you're in these sort of startups, and this kind of happened to me on a smaller scale, just with YouTube, I get to talk to a lot of cool people on occasion, other coding YouTubers, people that I watch, and like that's when things. Have you met anybody as you kind of been doing your job and like got in touch, and that you were like, oh man, that was actually pretty cool talking to this person?
Yeah, I mean, for example, we actually met this girl from Sweden. Her name is Lynn. And she just recently came back, and yeah, she also wants to have a startup in the career area. And yeah, we just had a talk, and yeah, basically just shared some advices. And it's always great to meet new people and discuss about it. And you don't necessarily have to work them. It's still nice, to share thoughts.
Yeah, a lot of it is just like, oh, well, that's interesting, or oh, it reinforces what's in your head, and just like what you have some nice conversations with people who are passionate about the same things that you are. So I know you're incredibly busy, but do you ever go to meetups anymore, or do you have any like side projects, or do you have any sort of online coding groups you're part of or anything like that?
Actually, like not really, because I also am doing my masters.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, that basically like takes all my time. But
Well,
usually, we just have like this in our incubator, these Tuesdays meetings where we meet with all the companies. And also, like for example, we want to do some joint events on Christmas. But yeah, basically, like most of my time is either spent. Actually, most of my time is spent in the startup, and if not, then yeah, it's cool.
Well, that see, you're the perfect example of these people who say they can't. People are like, "How can I get better at coding?" It's like, look, just code every day, and on the days you're busy, code at least 30 minutes. And some people make excuses. Meanwhile, you're helping run a goddamn startup over here and getting your master's, so there's no excuses. Like you just have to manage your time properly. That's really
Yeah,
impressive, man. Good for you.
but I mean that also comes in time, and also like grow. Because like I mean like yeah, when I was like in the first year of school, then I was just like yeah, just focus on parties. But yeah, steadily I just start thinking more about my career and my future,
Yeah, man,
and
and
then
not
discover the things I'm most passionate about. But yeah, it takes time.
yeah, for me to get serious about coding and just getting better and actually improving as a developer, I had to stop playing games. That was basically it. I used to play so much video games, and I weaved that out of my life. And I might play like 1 or 2 hours every 2 3 weeks now. But you go from spending maybe 20 hours a week playing games to half an hour a week. All of a sudden, you have 20 more hours to code and things like that. So
Yeah.
you got to manage your time a little bit better. And like sometimes you have to, maybe you're at the point where you're like, look, man, I'm single. I got to go on dates. I got to go to parties. And then, your coding suffers for it. But you got to make those choices when they're right for you to make it.
Actually, like yeah, I mostly have to give up on the parties because I used to go like yeah 2 3 times in the city, and nowadays I'm just going like yeah once 2 3 weeks. And also like yeah, I used to be a big gamer before, but like what really works for me nowadays, I just yeah reserve like 4 days in a year, and then just like yeah play all day long.
There you go. Just like, hey, I just got to get out of my system and then I'm good to
Yeah,
go.
I mean that's the best way, I actually like you're like looking forward, like yeah. So like for example, I say okay, I'm just gonna take 1 week in January, and then yeah, just play games, and it's still fun, and then you just take a break, and then yeah, when you play again, you're just gonna be more excited. But yeah, I definitely don't think yeah it's a good thing to actually play each day. I mean yeah, it also like in a way it develops your brain, but I also believe like if you constantly play video games, then you can become a little depressed because you're just yeah sitting on the computer and yeah just playing, and it's better like yeah definitely go out socialize or do sports. And actually, like
Sports.
for example, if you do sports, like you're also gonna feel more, yeah, better, and you have more energy.
Yeah, there's definitely a correlation between physical activity and being able to think clearly and
Yeah,
focus. And so, like that was one of the things I had to implement. Also, is I had to start kind of exercising regularly. Once you do all these healthy things, your body's healthy, your mind can function a little bit better. And whether that be
yeah.
sports or exercise, whatever it may be.
And also, like when you do sports, it's very important to actually find something you enjoy. You don't do it just to do it. So, like for example, I used to try to go to the gym, but I just don't, yeah, like to spend all day lifting weights. Instead, I just found some cardio exercises and started doing, yeah, like kung fu kicks. Fun for me.
See, that's something I need to implement as well. Because like I've been going to the gym and like lifting weights, and I find myself not that I'm being lazy, but I'm just bored. Like I'm just bored. Like, oh, let me do
Yeah.
this. So maybe I should start playing some sports again.
Yeah. I mean, it's not about actually gaining muscle. It's about yeah, making your body feel more healthier and have more
Mm.
energy.
Let's see, I got all the muscles I need, man. So it's just yeah. Diet. Someone said in here, diet's important as well. Yes, guys, you definitely have to eat healthy.
Yeah.
God knows I eat like shit. That's one of the things I need to.
Yeah.
So my coincidentally my personal life, my girlfriend lives with me, but I moved down here before for like the first 6 weeks before she got down here, and let me tell you, man, I think I might have slowly been killing myself with all this shit I was eating in my system, and now it's just like I feel so heavy all the time because I actually have nutrition in my body. So definitely definitely got to eat healthy, and
Yeah.
you eat 6 weeks of shit, and then you're just like, oh my god, you start eating healthy food. It doesn't even feel natural. You feel like you're
But
poisoning yourself.
like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just lost you for a second. But you know, like exactly like with the games, what I do, like I have the tendency to eat like 6 days in a row healthy, and then you just have like that one pizza or spaghetti. I mean,
Nice.
yeah, it's okay to eat like junk food from time, like yeah, from time to time, but not that often.
Now let's dive back a little bit in more Novo resume before we start talking about our weekly diets and if we're on vegan or paleo. Um, what is how would you say to handle your LinkedIn account and Novo resume? How do you think you should kind of one compare one with the other? How do they interact together?
I mean, actually, myself nowadays I don't use LinkedIn that often because I'm not looking for a job, but I still update it from time to time. But I would say, like, for example, resume is more like when you're actually applying to a job and send your resume, and the resume is gonna actually show what's the most important for the company. So, for example, yeah, let's say you have been working for 10 companies, but then again, you should select the three workplaces that actually show why you are the best candidate for that work position. And if they're actually gonna like your resume, they can either also check your LinkedIn before the interview or after the interview. But yeah, usually, like for example, if there are like 1,000 candidates applying for a job, then they're gonna select 30, 50 resumes, and only for those people they will actually check the LinkedIn.
Nice.
And yeah, one actually big problem with LinkedIn nowadays, people just copy paste the content, and it's also very important to actually show who you are with your own words.
Yeah,
And
that's one.
there's also a problem like with writing CVs or resume services because usually people like have a tendency to hire someone to write their resume, but the problem about that they don't use their own words. So actually, like if I hire someone to write my resume, then no matter how that person is gonna write the resume, it's not gonna be me because I haven't used my words. And that's actually something we are trying to do is to teach actually people, okay, what kind of content you should write on your resume with your own words.
Nice. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you're interested in coding bootcamp, check out devmountain.com where housing is included in your price of tuition. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share and support me on Patreon. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.